everybody, it's Lisa here at the Tulsa Zoo for another Tour Tuesday, and we're talking about Asia and Asian animals this week. So we are in the Lost Kingdom. So in the Lost Kingdom, we have this great Anne and Henry Zarrow Siamang habitat. Siamangs are a type of ape, as you might recall from our primate week, and that means that they don't have tails and they have opposable thumbs. One really neat thing about Siamangs is they have really long arms, which allows them to swing from treetop to treetop. That's called brachiation. And they actually have arms that are about 2.5 times the length of their body. So they can swing really far, in fact, up to about 30 feet. Over here, we also have a Muntjac. So this Chinese Muntjac occurs in a similar habitat a little further away from the Siamang's natural habitat, but the Siamangs do live amongst similar smaller deer species, and it is actually a type of deer. So this deer has little what look like fangs. They are a type of tusk, and they use those tusks to defend their territory. They also have scent glands underneath their eyes that they use to mark everything that marks their territory and helps them communicate with other Muntjac. So this is what you call a mixed species exhibit, where two different types of species live together in harmony. And sometimes if you come to the Tulsa Zoo, you might notice them playing with one another because they do actually enjoy each other's company. So those are two of our Lost Kingdom mammals, a primate and a deer that live together. Let's go over here and learn real quick about one of our other mammals, a Binturong. Now, Binturongs are mistakenly sometimes called bear cats. They're neither a bear nor a cat. They are listed as carnivores in their classification, but they actually are more of an omnivore that prefers fruits. So one of their favorite things to eat in the wild is the seeds of a strangler fig, and they help disperse seeds in that way. So you might notice they have really bristly fur all over their bodies with that whitish fur standing out around their face. They do have prehensile tails, and they are one of only a couple of animals in the carnivore classification that has a prehensile tail. And something else you might have learned, they smell like popcorn. So they like to live in the forest canopies. They do spend a little bit of time resting and a little bit of time foraging throughout the day. And he's resting a lot right now. So here at the zoo, we do have one male and one female, and they're about the same age. Over here we have a couple of birds. We have a couple of a white stork and a Demoiselle Crane. The white stork has a range from parts of Africa all the way up through parts of Asia, and they are one of the furthest migrating birds of all the storks. And contrary to popular belief, they don't drop off babies. They do nest high up in the trees though, and they also like to eat a variety of insects and small vertebrates, so they are carnivores. And we have an approaching Demoiselle Crane. Demoiselle Cranes are native to parts of India and the upper parts of the Middle Asian continent. They also like to eat a lot of different things. They live in the Himalayas and spend a lot of time in various habitat heights. And they like grasslands and wetlands. Let's go over here and learn about a couple more of our mammals. So we actually have a couple of different large cats. The first one is our Malayan Tiger, and we have 3 Malayan Tigers, 2 females and 1 male. They get access to the inside of their building and the outside, and they also have a small yard that you can see from the inside. They have a lot of space here at the zoo. One of the great things that we were able to incorporate for them with the new Lost Kingdom exhibit. So over here at the Helmrich Tiger exhibit, you might notice they have a lot of grassy space to perch. And then in the middle, under this great shade awning that you can view them through this window, they have a pool that they can rest in. So that's one thing that's unique about tigers amongst cat species. They actually really love water. So they will spend a lot of time soaking and playing in the water, and that's one way that they cool off. So here at the zoo, they get a lot of different things, but in the wild, they would eat things like muntjac and boar and other small deer and things like that. In the summertime, they might supplement their diet with smaller animals, but they're only successful hunting about 5 to 10% of the time, so they only catch what they hunt for about 1 out of 10 to every 20 times. That's not very much, so they spend a lot of time hunting so that they can get the food that they need. And they will have anywhere between 1 and 3 cubs usually. So here at the Tulsa Zoo, one of our females has her mother here with her because she was born here. We also have a male that is here, and he kind of spends time by himself because in the wild, tigers are solitary and they only come together when they either mate or when they have offspring. So the cub and the mother is a situation where they would live together, and eventually they'll separate from each other and live on their own till they can have their own cubs. So let's go this way and find one more of our big cats. So one thing that's neat about tigers too is tigers can actually roar, which is only tigers, lions, and jaguars and leopards that can roar. But they can also make a neat sound called chuffing, which is where they vibrate folds in their vocal cords, and it sounds like a nose stream of air, and it's rapid, and it's kind of akin to saying, "Hi, how are you? I like you, we're okay with each other." Snow leopards, which is our next big cat, can actually chuff as well, but they can't roar. Snow leopards are unique in that they like to live in cold climates. So they will reside in the high mountain tops of the Himalayas, about 16,000 feet above sea level, which is really high, one of the higher mountain ranges in the world. So you can see them there perched up above, so true to their nature, they like to get up as high as they can. And sometimes they're called ghost cats because they do such a great job in their native habitat blending in. Now they will hunt things like ibex and yaks and different sheep in the winter months. In the summer months, when they don't have access to their stealthy predatory skills because the snow is melting, they will hunt smaller mammals and some migratory birds. So one thing that's great about them is that they have fur. Their tail is really furry. It's also really long, and it helps them balance in the snow. So they can also wrap that tail around them to help keep their extremities warm whenever it's really cold out. And you might be wondering what our Tulsa Zoo snow leopards do whenever it gets a little hot out. They actually have access to an air-conditioned, really cooled area behind that they always have access to. So if they get too hot, they can choose to move inside. So that's one way we're able to have this great species here at the Tulsa Zoo. They will also spend a lot of their time caring for their cubs. So much like the tigers, they will come together only whenever they have cubs. And they have anywhere between 1 and 4 cubs. 2 to 3 is more common. So here at the Tulsa Zoo, we do have some male cubs and a female cub that lives with her mother still, and they take turns exploring their outside space, and then the other group gets to explore the inside space. I hope you guys have really enjoyed getting to meet all of our great Lost Kingdom animals, and I hope you'll come back for another wonderful story time tomorrow on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!